Hey guys, welcome back. Another video. Staccatos. Got a request for a video, so shout out to the subscribers and people commenting. Do a little bit of a comparison here. I have the HD P4, the 4-inch, kind of the OG of the HD lineup from Staccato. And the brand new hotness, the Staccato 3.6, also referred to as a C3.6. I call it an HD 3.6 because I call this the HD lineup. So just kind of a look here. Few differences between the P4 HD 4.0 and the 3.6. Got a steel frame here, a 4-inch slide. This is the aluminum frame, and it is a shorter slide, 3.6. It has a shorter frame to kind of match the CS, a little subcompact. It will work with 17 round mags, but they come with the 15 round Mech Gar mags, Glock 19. So they are a little bit shorter compared to this guy here. You can kind of see the difference. A little bit shorter. The 17 round mag will fit and function just fine in the 3.6, but the 15 round is not long enough to, it does stay in there, but it's not long enough to actually click in there. It would be too short. So you can kind of see it would be quite a bit shorter than what it needs to be to actually function in the gun. So wouldn't be able to run the shorter, lower capacity mags in the 4-inch, but you can run the longer, larger capacity mags in the shorter gun. Doing a little bit of a comparison here. Let's see if I can get these guys lined up. So as far as a barrel, you've got not even a full finger width, so just under a 1/2 inch. There, again, it's probably about a 1/2 inch with the magazines. Taking the magazines out, it is just a little bit shorter, again about that 1/2 inch shorter. Pretty much almost identical trigger guards, you know, from the frame. This little section is almost identical, pretty much identical up until just a little 1/2 inch shorter here. The Picatinny rail, you could see, is a little bit different. It's spaced out a little bit different. So you've got you've got 2 slots on the 4-inch, and you've got 3 on the, sorry, you got 4 inches on, man, dude, I'm all screwed up, my bad. You've got 2 rail slots on the 3.6, and you've got 3 on the 4-inch. So it is a little bit longer for the Picatinny option, so you could mount a bigger full-size X300 Surefire light on there. This guy is still gonna probably benefit from one of the more compact TLR7s. Looking up, you do have the sights. Obviously are gonna be a little bit shorter on the 3.6. Comparing these guys side to side, try not to scratch the hell out of these guns. Comparing them side to side, they are about the same thickness. Again, that 3.6 here is going to be a little bit shorter, so obviously this will have the same, you know, it'll be a little bit taller sitting side to side. As far as the grip thickness, everything feels about the same with the 3.6 and the 4-inch. One thing I did notice, and a couple videos have talked about, the texturing is different on this, and it's very subtle. And I didn't think I would really notice it. I went out and shot my 3.6 this morning, and it is a little bit. So you have a grip here, you have the texture, and the texture feels about the same. This guy, they smoothed out the side, and they've either kept or increased the texture in the front and the texture in the back. And they did that basically to save your shirt or your sweater, your pants, whatever, from getting torn up, you know, every day, rubbing on your clothes. One thing I did notice, picking it up and feeling it, it's like, okay, you know, I might be able to tell a difference, I might not. But shooting this compared to either the 4 or the 4.5, I felt a lot of this texture. It was pretty abrasive on my fingers. I do have kind of soft hands, but I could definitely feel, like, right in these two fingers for sure, like that texture, not creating a hot spot necessarily, but it was definitely more abrasive than what the 4.5 was or the 4-inch. Definitely an aggressive texture. I would say if I was going to shoot like a whole day class or something, it would probably develop into an issue. You know, if I was putting 3, 4, 5, 600 rounds through this gun in a relatively quick succession, I would probably start developing a little bit tougher skin, or I would start having some skin starting to show signs of wear. But it is definitely nice. It does shoot well. I was worried about the recoil. I did come from a Staccato CS for my everyday carry, and I transitioned over to the HD 3.6. I was worried that I was going to be going a step backwards, and I don't know if I am necessarily. The CS has a really good grip for guys who have kind of either on the smaller side of average or average sized hands. The HD is a little bit bigger, a little girthier. I'm not used to holding onto things that are girthy. It's just a little bit more in my hand to hang on to. Not uncomfortably big, but just not as confident with carrying something like that. So that is an area of concern. Recoil is very similar. I would say if you've shot the P4, they're very close to the same amount of recoil. If you've shot the 4.5 HD, the 4.5 is just a little bit less recoil than the 3.6, but not a lot. The recoil is easily managed on this, which is very nice. Yeah, so again, you know, obviously both of them have ambidextrous slide locks, ambidextrous safeties, ambidextrous hammer, and an ambidextrous trigger. You can swap the magazine release to the other side if you wanted to do that. So definitely a nice little package. They do both obviously come with the optic plates. They run off of the host optic plates, which are different than all the other mounting plates from Dawson Precision. So you'll definitely have to make sure that you get the plate for the RMR HD and not the Staccato Dawson Precision plates. Whoa, how did I do that? So this would be for your XC, your Staccato P, your Staccato CS, C, C2, and then this guy is Staccato HD specific. It is a little bit cheaper than the Dawson plates, but it is less of a plate. With the CS and the other models, the Dawson plate will come with a rear sight, whereas the HD, it's just this little plate and the sights will stay on the gun. So that's probably the cost difference there. But if you guys are getting a dot for it, make sure that you pick out the right plate. But that's a look. I might do a CS and HD 3.6 video if you want to see that. Cool. As always, if you guys got any questions, want to see anything else, have any specific questions, I don't have a scale here. I'm sure all that stuff's posted online. Weight, there is a little bit of a difference, a noticeable difference from here to here. The 4.5 is definitely heavier than the 3.6, but the 4 that this guy is to the 3.6, the 4, it feels a little bit more front end heavy, and this guy feels pretty well balanced for what it is. So, but anyways, that's just a look, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the love on the last video. Yeah, if you want to see anything else, feel free to hit me up. Like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, please don't. Stay true to yourself. Stay safe. Stay dangerous. We'll catch you later.